Good morning, friends. I hope you're all well. Thank you for tuning in this lovely Sunday crisp morning to our studio here in Wakefield. Thank you so much if you've taken the time out of your day to tune in and come and get some inspiration. My name is Toni and this is our studio, our How to Craft Network studio, where you are able to come and get some inspiration for all your crafty needs and get all of those lovely crafty products that you've got hidden in those drawers, and we need to dig them out and have a play. Today we are going to have a lovely morning playing, but before I do any demos or any inspiration, I just want to say a big thank you really for if you did purchase, even if you didn't purchase and you're still a Stamps by Me fan, just want to say thank you really. I've never had a show like that before. They had so many units, and for it to sell out before I've even got the show is incredible. So I just want to do a big shout out to everybody and just say thank you. And what I am going to do is I'm going to wait till you all get the products, because I feel like if I used them today it would frustrate the people that maybe didn't get them. So I'm going to wait till you all get the products and then we'll have a play from there. We have ordered more, so more embossing folders. So they will be back in stock, but unfortunately the creative box, it's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. We will not be repeating it. So if you did get hold of it and you loved it, treasure it, because it's the only one. Okay, so good morning, Bev, Maxine, Julie, Bridget, Anne, Claire, Tracy, Elaine, Sian. Good morning, everyone. It's lovely and crisp outside. We're going to go for a family walk after studio today. So if you are at home, maybe take yourself out for a little walk. Be careful, the terra firma is a little bit slippy this morning. Get some air in those lungs. Clear the cobwebs off on the weekend, hey? But if you're not, stay connected with somebody, have a conversation with somebody. So stay connected. That's just the main thing, really. So in today's studio, we're going to play with the lovely trees, our layering trees. So a lady, I think her name's Debbie, quote me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure if Debbie is on this morning, but message me twice saying, please can we have some more inspiration for the trees? I love them and I want to get some more ideas. So that's what we're going to do. So it's these lovely trees we're going to be using today. So they came in two, so there's All That Wonder and the Simply Beautiful collection. These two lovely ones. So these are your layering trees with the coordinating dies. A lot of you may have had these. You might have bought them from me. You may have bought them from over on the Pearly Winks website, because they house our products too now. So I'm going to be using these today. So if you've got them with you, you might want to dig them out and have a play with me this morning. You know, get some inspiration. So I'm going to chop it up a little bit today. I'm going to show you how you don't have to use all of the parts, and then we're going to do a really creative card after we've done a technique card. So I have popped these over on FBL, Facebook Live, on our website. So all you need to do is pop FBL into the search engine if you do like the products. I've popped a little cheeky price on there as well. So if anybody does want to buy them because they like them, then I've reduced them a little bit for you just for today, just to say thank you. Hey, why not? But if you have already got them, brilliant, dig them out and maybe have a sunny, crisp afternoon, Sunday afternoon, playing with your products with the inspiration I'm going to give you today. So let's have a look. Can't wait for my order to arrive. Well done, everybody. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. I'm still actually quite in shock. When TV rang me this morning, I knew I wasn't going to keep any of the shows, but it's really weird not to go and do at least one show. So that's why I thought I've still got to go in studio today. I've got to do it, and I've got to say thank you as well. You know, could have spent all day out in the fresh air today, but I thought no, what we'll do is we'll have a creative morning with my friends and then we'll have a walk this afternoon. So we're going to do two lovely different cards today using these lovely trees, and we're going to do a changing of the seasons card, and I thought it'd be quite fun to maybe highlight one of the trees for the month of the birth date of the person that you're giving it to. So I'll do that second, and then first we're going to do a bit of a background technique using them. So rather than just the focal point with the outline die, I thought maybe we could chop it up and pop the detail in the background. So is Sandra on this morning? I wanted to just say well done to Sandra as well. I don't know if she's on, I haven't seen her name pop up, but well done, Sandra, with your shows yesterday. You were incredible. You came across so well. I'm so proud of you. You know, it's not an easy task to stand live and do demos in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. So well done, sweetheart. You were incredible. And I have seen people commenting about it, but I don't know if Sandra's on. So it's a big thank you from me and probably a lot of the fans on here as well. So well done, sweetheart. So let's have some fun. So I have a piece of white cardstock here, so we're going to do the everyday basics that we do here at Stamps by Me, but we're going to create something a little bit different. So I'm going to just grab my water-based inks. Now you can use any water-based inks, you can even use your sprays you have in your stash. I keep getting told that our stamps work incredible with sprays, so if you have our sprays, or the Tim Holtz sprays, or the Pearly Wink sprays, the ones that you all love to use, then dig them out because you can spray direct onto the stamp as well. But I'm just going to use traditional ink pads today, but use what you have in your stash. If you haven't got ink pads and you've got sprays, then you know that you can chop it up. So first of all, I'm going to grab a black ink pad, and I'm just going to quickly show you very quickly, because I'm not sure if we have lots of new crafters every single day tuning into the How to Craft Network, and not everybody will have seen these trees. So basically the trees come in sort of a 3-part design, and then you get the coordinating outline. So it's incredible value for money for one, but you can create the most realistic watercolour trees. It's truly lovely. So you get like a fat chunky oak tree, which is great, and then you get your traditional blossom tall one. So I'm going to use this traditional blossom one for now, and you get outlines that go around the sentiments too, so if you want to cut out the sentiments you can do that also. So let's grab our stamp set. So the stamp set looks like this, okay? So if you're thinking, okay, how does it all work? Where does it go? If you look on the back of your packaging here, you can see it's got like this part plus this part plus this, and this is this, and then vice versa at the bottom here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tall one. Now what we've done to make it easier is the tall one is at the bottom, and these 3 parts up here are to go with the top, but I suppose you could absolutely mix and match them. I don't think there are really any rules at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with this one first, and I'm going to use the tall one, which is this one here. Can we see this here? So I'm going to use this one, and this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the solid part first. I'm just going to create a background. Now for my background, I'm just going to use the one solid part because it's the background, and then on my focal point I'm going to use them all. So I'm just going to use this white cardstock here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly do all of the solid parts first, then we'll add all the tree trunks at once, just to sort of get all the design work to come together and do it fast. Now I might actually do it with my block. I might do it with my block to speed up the process. Yes, let's do that, because not everybody's got a Eureka, but you know you can use your Eureka if you have one. I'm just going to pop that to the side for now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get myself a piece of cardstock, just so I've got a little bit of give underneath my design here, because this is a glass mat. So right, so let's get our acrylic block here, and let's pop our stamp on the acrylic block. So I'm thinking, if you're thinking, well, is it upside down? Is it which way is it? You know yourself. You can see it's true to size, so you can see exactly what you're stamping. The design is there for you. There's nothing left that's going to make it difficult for you. So, right, so I'm going to ink this one up in black. Okay. Now I like to spray my stamps with a bit of water, so I get a truly watercolour look, but that's personal preference. You can leave it as an entity on its own. So let's bring this artwork into play here. So I'm going to go flat here. I'm just going to give that cardstock a chance to drink that ink, and then you get this sort of effect here. So I'm just going to repeat that process several times across the back of my card. So this is sort of a background. We're making a background here. In the black ink. Has any more people joined us this morning? So if you're late to the table, it's okay, you haven't missed much. So hi Liz, hi Selma, oh hi Pat Pepper, hope you're well. Tanya, hi Enid. So we have 2 there. I'm just going to repeat this process across the backdrop of our card. I didn't actually think it'd be this dark, but I'm going with it. I'm just pressing down here, just creating that lovely background, so you can see it's already drying lighter. Watercolour inks or dye-based inks always dry 2 shades, maybe a few shades lighter. And then I think I'll just capture one at the base here. Maybe just the top tree. Like so. Well, let's tidy off our stamp here. So whilst I've got this stamp, I'm doing it all at once, okay? So if you are making several cards, do all the parts at the same time, okay? So here we have the die cut of this tree that we're stamping here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, here we go, let's go green for the focal point of our card. So I'm just going to grab a green colour. Let's do several colours of green, hey, so we get texture. So don't be scared to put like 2 colours on the same stamp. So I've just got 2 greens, I'll just randomly pop them on here, look. And then we'll give this a little spray. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up with my die cut design here. And again, it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect, guys, because you get that lovely 1mm border around. So I'm just giving the card the chance to drink that ink. So there we go, can you see the base of our tree there in the green? So it just looks a little bit different, doesn't it, when you chop out that colour? So I'm happy I've done all of that work with that one. So let's move on to the second stamp. Now, you can use all of the stamps if you want to on and do all the layering process, but for the background I'm going to leave it sparse because it's the background, but for the foreground, this one here, which is going to be the focal point of the card, I'm going to use all of the layers. So I'm just going to pop this on my acrylic block here. Now I'm thinking, like at the moment I'm thinking I'm not sure where that goes, look, so I'm going to take my stamp packaging here, I'm just going to line it up. Yep. There we go, so I know it's the right way. All I'm going to do is then stamp in there. So I'm going to take a different shade of green here. Oh, shall we go a dark brown? Shall we pop a brown in there? Let's pop a brown. Let's go for it, hey? What's the worst that can happen, hey? So let's go brown. And give it a little spritz, not too much. And then all I'm going to do is just going to line it up on my mat here. Now I'm thinking, have I got that quite right? I'm not sure, but I'm going to look at my packaging. Yeah, that bit there. Yep. Let's go for it. Let's go here. Then we'll lay it down. Just give the card the chance to drink that lovely ink. Hi Anne, I hope you're well. Your lovely husband is too. So there we have a lovely, lovely tree. Check that out. So let's swap this one out. So in the collection you get obviously the trunk. So let's do the trunk on them all. So I'll pop the stamp down. And because I've got a lot on, this is why I'm doing it on my block. But obviously you can do them all in your Eureka if it helps. So let's swap out. Let's get a brown because I'm going to do the trunk now, and I'm not going to spray the trunk, I'm going to leave it quite solid. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the trunk up the die cut, press it down, and there we have our beautiful, realistic watercolour tree. So let's set that aside. And then I'm going to take the black, let's go black. And I'm just going to add the trunks to our background here, okay? So I'm going to go black because our background is black. Then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to line it up and press down, and then we have our trunk of our trees. So the background is a sparse background. Just adding all of those trunks. So now they actually look like trees, hey? They were floating before, weren't they? And there we go. So let's just get a tidy station going on. Just set this aside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dry our background off. Oh, hi Donna. Oh, I think I've just seen Debbie's name on there. Hi Debbie, I'm doing the trees just for you, sweetheart, and a few other people who've asked. So I've got 2 demos for you today. I'm just making sure my background's completely dry. Everybody looks well today, that's great. So here we go. So let's move on to the next stage of our card. So I'm just going to bring in my trolley here. I'm just going to grab a sticky ink pad. So we're going to layer the background here. So sticky ink pad. And then let me just find, sorry, excuse me, I'm just going to find my white embossing. I know it is here somewhere. Just 1 second, thank you. Pure white, there we go. And an anti-static bag. Now it's important that you use your anti-static bag because all the embossing powder will stick everywhere bar on your actual image. Okay, so get this all over. So with the same solid stamp that we used to create our background, I'm going to go back in and grab and we're going to heat emboss. Now I'm not bothered if this sort of white embossing background doesn't sort of like come through true, it's going to add texture. So I'm just going to ink up the stamp. And I am going rogue, I am using my block, so if it doesn't quite stamp, it's not the end of the world, but if you like everything precise and things like that, make sure you do it in your Eureka, because this is just going to be some random colours. So I'm going to, in some of the spaces in our background here, just going to push it down. Yep. Grab some paper. And we'll just put some white embossing powder on it. Now clear would look effective as well, that snaps beautifully, thank goodness. I've done that one. I'm going to stamp them all at the same time. So our background will consist of watercolour in black and some lovely white trees too. So let's go ahead and do the second one. And I'm not scared to overlay, so you can see the white there on the texture, but I'm not scared to overlay the trees either. So have the courage to, you know, overlay them. And then let's just do one more in the middle. And then we'll heat set them all at the same. In fact, we'll do all the stalks as well at the same time, eh? So they stamp beautifully. So I've got 3 white ones in there. Now you could add as many as you wanted to. You can just see those there. What I am going to do is, whilst I've got everything out, I'm just going to add those barks. I'll just take the stamp from there and we'll use the I'm just adding the trunks of the trees here. Just turning my artwork around a little bit. I have to be careful when doing this so you don't scratch off the white because I haven't heat set it yet. Clean my stamp. So hopefully we have some tree stumps in there. And we do, thank goodness. Whew. So we've got 3 in there. I would probably do more, but I think you'll get the idea as we start to progress with the demo where it's going. And then if you want to add more at home yourself, get a little bit more texture, then you can. Just get rid of that embossing off my stamp. Well, let's heat set this one then. We'll get your gun hot. I'm just getting my gun really hot, and then hopefully so as soon as it's hot, I'll pop it onto the artwork, and hopefully it is white on white, so but it will come to fruition in a second. I'll just hold it up and show you. So I have chosen white, but it would look equally as beautiful in gold, and you won't be able to see it yet. There we go, you can see that there, can't you? So what we're going to do now is we're going to add some dimension. I'm just going to grab my paper back. There we go, and then with the same colour ink pad, the black that we've done, just going to do a dust of black over the top. So my brush has not got any colour in it. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a nice shadow of black over the back. And then what we'll do is we will buff those white trees at the end, and they'll come super bright white at the end. Oops. I'm just pushing that sort of dark white background back and enhancing that white embossed tree design. There we go. Just see that there. And you can keep going and going. You could go near on as black as you wanted to, really, I guess. I'm just getting the coverage down first. And here comes the boy. There we go, and then you can see we've got those lovely, like a grey background with some watercolour sort of trees as well, but I'm going to bring that white back to life. I'm going to give it a buff and it'll come super bright white. But before I do that, I'm just going to take a really deep black, and then I'm just going to get a little bit darker just around those edges, just to give it a little bit like a tunnel, so your eyes are drawn sort of into the design. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure on around the edge now, just to get sort of the tunnel, or the halo, as I think is the correct terminology for it. or the hue, maybe. All the way around. You can see it's coming to life there, so it looks quite pretty in the tone on tone black. Great for a masculine card, I guess. So what I've got to do first of all now is I'm just going to add some sort of like texture to the background. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my fingers. You all know this technique really well. I'm just going to add some splashes to the back. I'm just going to give a second for them to work the magic. Soak up that ink. I like a lot of splats, but it is personal preference what you like at home. I'll give that a second, and then I'll just get some tissue. Yeah, we'll have a bit of colour, won't it, I suppose. I'm just going to do a freestanding green tree as well, so that'll be cool. So just give that a second, and then I'll just pop this over and we'll soak up that ink what we've just splattered on there, and it'll give us that little bit of a bleachy, sort of snowy. You could do a snowy scene. Yeah, it is quite scary. So there you get that lovely. When we dry this now, let's just dry it. So you see these splats here, watch these splats come to life as we draw them, as we heat them, sorry. We're just waiting for the camera change from the boy. There we go. So as you dry it, those spots become even more brighter. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take the same tissue and we're just going to buff that heat embossing. You know, the white heat embossed trees. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a buff. Maybe wet it a little bit and then bring those back to the foreground. You see that there? Can you see how that's brighter than that? And then this one, give it a buff. Then our trees have come back to the foreground. Can we see that? So all that's left to do now is really ground our trees. I'm just going to take a little brush. I'm just going to take my black ink pad. I'm going to pop some on my mat here. A little bit of water. Is this my smallest brush? Nope. Well, let's ground the trees, hey? So I'm just going to take a little bit of the black here. I'm just going to ground trees here. Don't be scared to add them quite dark because it dries back lighter, remember. See that there? Just grounding them a little bit. It'll dry back pretty much to nothing, but I'm just sort of grounding them a little bit. For the sort of place now that'll dry back to pretty much nothing, so. And then white gesso all over, but I'm just going to use my confetti ink white. I'm just going to mix some of this up. You can tell I've been using blue beforehand, look. Muck it up. I'm using quite a small brush here, so I should get some small splats. And we're just going to add some. Really go into town with it because I'm using a small brush. I'm sorry, I'm just hiding it because I've got another demo and I don't want it to go all over that one. Hopefully you can see. There we go. Great Christmas card, hey? I'll just tidy this up. And let's dry this off. Snow's coming. Everyone's saying your camera angles are what's helped my sellouts. I'm just quickly drying this one off. This would make a cool wallpaper. So let's get this onto a card blank. So I've picked grey because I think the grey is really complementing the white and the black shadow. Can we see that there? But you could put a silver mirror board if you wanted to elevate it a little bit more. I'm a fan of, you know, tone on tone, so it's personal preference really. So what started out as a piece of white cardstock is now a pretty background, and I'm just going to pop this green one straight off to the side, and then it needs a sentiment. I'm not going to do a sentiment though. I've not actually got one to hand, I don't think. But I think you get sort of the idea. So use these trees in the background as well. Like, stay positive, this is what's to come, as in the green tree here. Pop a banner here with a sentiment on. There we go. So use your imagination with your sentiment. This could have been black as well if you wanted it to be. There is really no rules. Have a focal point and or just background maybe. What do you think? Just the background. It looks very snowy, doesn't it? I think this needs sparkle. This tree needs sparkle. It looks like a snowy tree, hey? So there we go. So that's that one. So that's, hopefully that's helped get a bit more out of that design. What next one we're going to do is just set this aside. I'll add a sentiment for the photograph so you can get a feel of where I was going with it. So the next one is going to be a autumnal card. Well, she says. So we have the 4 seasons, 4 pieces of card. Okay, I'm just going to use the same tree just because we can. So, but you can do it with all of the tree, any tree you want to do. So pop it on here, look. So this time I'm going to do the 4 seasons. So quite a bare tree, a summer tree with blossom, an autumn tree, and then a winter tree where we'll swap up the green for a little bit of brown. Or we might even do grey and brown. So let's do our first tree first, and we're going to use all of the layers in this one. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do a brown and green on this solid portion, so mix up your colours because you'll get a different result every time. Okay, so a bit of green and some brown, and we're going to do all 4 panels at the same time. So whilst we're on the same stamp, I'm going to spray with a bit of water, and I'm going to start at the top here. I'm just going to give the card the opportunity to drink that in. So that's season 1, season 2, pink, and I'm going to use the second portion of this stamp as well to enhance. So pink on the season 2, season 2. Let's just clean our stamp. I'm going to use an orange and a little bit of sort of wild honey, so yellow and orange. For our season 3. If you got the other stamp set, the layering one, that will work as well. So it has to be specifically this one. So season 3, like so, and then season 4, which is, should we do a bit of green? Let's do a bit of green into brown. I'll use a different one to the first one. No, we'll go green into yellow. as if it's going into the winter months. This is a great way to experiment with your colours, isn't it? And then the last season of the year. Let that drink. There we go. So yeah, let's use the second layer and let's give it a punch of colour. So the second one. So with this first one, we'll go green. Spray with a bit of water. And I'm just going to layer that design up. Just going to dry my stamp though, because my block, because the stamp is sliding. So you can see it's got that lovely punch of green in there, as if it's coming back, which is cool. I'm just drying my stamp because it's going to slide off my block. And then on the blossom one, we'll go a darker pink. Spray with a bit of water. That's not going to be dark enough. So we'll go a bit of purple as well. Well, let's add a bit of festive berry. Just it. I don't want it to disappear. Adding that second pinch of colour. There we go. Then we've got our autumnal one. So let's go brown. And then I'm going to go tea dye for this last one, as if it's packing up. And I don't think that'll show very much, so we'll add a bit of the yellow. You can just see that texture in there. So we've got our lovely 4 seasons. So let's add the tree trunk. I love, these really do look like he's painted them. I love them. Live, live, live. Now I'm going to go brown. Brown on them all. Moving around because my block's wet. That's that one. I think once you've done 1 or 2, you get the gist of where everything's going. There we go. So we've got our 4 gorgeous trees. So now I thought, wouldn't it be cool if, say, somebody's birthday was in the 1st season, the 2nd season, the 3rd season? So I like the autumn one. So I have the die cut here, and I'm going to 3D the one that it's that person's birthday. So if it's a birthday card and it's in January, then you'll highlight that one, or December, then you'll highlight that one. So I'm going to go with the, let's go with the blossom one, because I think that's quite, because it's pink, isn't it? Hey, that's the reason. So let's just do this one. So this one is on a die cut piece. And I'm going to 3D with a pad on the one that's important, which you can obviously do as well for the person who you're giving it to, which is super cool. So let's go, just do the same. I'm going to add a bit of purple in this one as well, I think, just to... So I'll just spray this one a little bit. And then we'll fill in this tree here. And let's clean that off. And we'll take the second part. And then we'll go into the pink again and a little bit of purple. Just for a little bit of difference, hey? But you can get purple as well, can't you, I suppose? So let's just pop the purple on here. And get this beautiful sort of blossom. Looks like a Chinese blossom tree, actually. And then we'll just pop our bark on there. We have, this is the one that's obviously going to be for the person's birthday. So let's go ahead and blast these off with our gun. Let's just get a tidy station. Pat pepper, these are a great idea, Toni, yeah? You could do like, you know, your generation. So a light tree right through to a dark tree in 4 stages, 3 stages, whatever you can get out of it. Christmas cards as well. I know, Christmas thing. So let's get these onto some cards. So all I've done is I've cut some gold card ahead of time. So this is going to be our little mount. So let's mount these. Now, I would probably say use glue if you're giving them to somebody, but for speed here. So I've just got like a gold mount around each one. So there's tree number 1. Tree number 2. So it's coming together quite prettily. That's a word. Make sure it's straight. Three. And then lastly we have number 4. And then our lovely pretty pink one, which is the month of whoever's going to get its birthday, is going to be 3D'd on top of this one. The only one that's going to be 3D'd because that's an important one. You see that there? So you've got that lovely dimension underneath there, like so. And I think what we will do is we will add some sparkle to the Christmas one. I'm just going to grab my glue. In fact, I'll do it when it's on the card. So here I have a very long card, like so. So I just scored it at the top. It's a card that's going to sit like long ways. And then I'm just going to grab some pads. We're going to start with the first one. I'm just going pads down the middle. Don't you be tight if you're giving it to somebody though. Mine are just for demo purposes and for display. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. And we have our summer. Which is the important one because it's the person's birthday. Make sure it's straight, fine. Badly done card. Never looks straight on. And then before I put this Christmas one on, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a sentiment on there. So from that set you get some lovely make your own path. Let's have a look at the other set. Grow from the inside. I like that one. Let's do that one. Just going to pop this onto my acrylic block here. I'm just stamping it on here. Go from the inside. And get it straight as I can. They never look straight, I apologise. I promise you it isn't. It is that looking straight. I'd probably just take a little bit off this edge because it looks like it's a little bit more than it should be. And let's just go ahead and add that sparkle to that Christmas tree. Because it's Christmas. Not with that glue. Spotting it in the white areas and on the green a little bit, not too much. And this glue dries clear, so it'll look white to start with, but it will go clear. I will just tidy my station a little bit. Don't lose my tree trunk. And then I'll show you the card from the front. Really nice card actually. Something a little bit different, hey? So this card blank is an A4 and I scored it in half. Fabulous card, love the idea. I scored it in half. It's a little bit short at the back, okay? So you will have to, I'll just turn it around to you. This is an A4, can you see how it's shorter at the back? It still stands up, you've got a nice angle on there, but put another piece of card on the back. So, but that's an A4 piece of card, so at least you get the idea of how it's going to look once it's actually stood up. So you can see the sparkle on the tree, and the lovely one which is enhanced is going to be the month of the person's birthday. Something a little bit different. I'll just pop it up here so we can get a quick picture if I can. And I'll pop a sentiment on this one for the photograph. And I'll pop them side by side. Hopefully you can see them there. So I'll just step out of the way. So I hope you've liked that, but I hope that's been the inspiration you needed, Debbie and a few other people, just to get you to get them back out the packet and have a play. Because I always say if you look at a product and you can do more than one or several things, you know it's going to be a good purchase for your stash. So I'll pop a lovely picture on of those. So I hope you've had a lovely morning with me. I don't know how long that took. I'm not even watching the time. But thank you so much to everybody who's joined me this morning. Whatever you're doing this afternoon, stay safe, obviously, as always, and stay connected. Maybe get that little walk, even if it's a 5-minute walk, just the gate and back maybe, because getting some fresh air in those lungs really does help, and it's outside of those awful 4 walls. So have a lovely afternoon, and let's just tell you what's coming up. So Monday we've got Simon, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Claire is on today at 1 o'clock as well, still on. Don't forget to tune in for her inspiration as well. So you've got lots to look forward to, and I will see you all on Tuesday at 3 o'clock with some more inspiration. So see you all later. Take care. Bye everyone. Bye.